First and foremost, I love just going out into the bush and it's just quiet out there. You're doing a bit of exercise. But I think an added part of the walking group is that you can actually talk to your brothers about lots of stuff. Yeah, it's so much walking time.
It's good therapy for the clergy to be out, just to be amongst ourselves. You can express your frustrations or your joys or whatever, and just to absorb the bush.
Yeah, I enjoy going on the bushwalks with the clergy for a number of reasons. One is, of course, just spending some time with some priests and deacons and enjoying their company, but we always love to get out into the nature as well and find that kind of quite spiritually uplifting. But I always think when you're out in nature, well, not only are you getting the good of the exercise, but you're really just enjoying God's creation. And I always think when you look out over a magnificent view or something like that, you get a kind of God's eye perspective almost. You're sort of a little bit removed from the noise and the hustle and the bustle, but you can really look out over the wonder of creation and kind of, just gain some perspective in doing so.
Looking at things like beautiful trees and so on, I mean, it can lead you to God. It fills you with that sort of wonderment.
Primarily, it's our relationship with God that helps us to get everything else in order. Then our relationship with each other and the world at large and the environment and all living things all comes and sort of slots in together. So there's a real natural connection to nature and who we are as humans, like connecting to our God, essentially.
Pope Francis released the document Laudato Si, and it really bids us call to mind the importance of stewardship for the environment. And he taps into that kind of Franciscan kind of spirituality of understanding that we are part of creation, essentially. We're not separate from it, we're not masters over it in some kind of industrial sense.
I think it was a really good reminder from Pope Francis that we still live in a pretty broken world, and as human beings, we've got so much more to do in that area.
Well, I think about what's described as the common good in chapter 4 of Laudato Si, where it's the sum of all the parts, how we interact with the earth, how it all comes together.
What the Pope has written there, I mean, really, if somebody thinks that that's coming out of nowhere, I think it's wrong. It comes out of Revelation, It comes out of the Psalms and the way the Psalms describe creation, giving praise to God. And so it's not like he's invented something, which the popes don't generally do. They just teach us from Revelation.
One of the things he says is that, we have to allow ourselves to be sort of caught up in wonder and awe at God's creation. And that really is the experience of coming to somewhere beautiful, just to see that indeed God's creation is wonderful. And that I'm part of that creation. I'm not separate from it.